Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. No longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, but not in a hurry. Is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. No longer in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do, not in a hurry. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. Breathing in, I go back to the island. Brighter than the sunshine, smiling, limitless, serene. Shining inside, shining outside. It's a moon I've never seen. I keep looking in amazement. I keep looking in delight, and my joy surmounts the mountains. I have found the moon inside.
The noble teacher in whom I take refuge is the one who embodies and reveals the ultimate reality. Is the with wisdom. It's the one who is endowed with right understanding and compassionate action. It's the one who happily crossed to the shore of freedom. It's the one who looked deeply to know the world well. It's the highest charioteer training humankind, teaching gods and humans, the awakened one, the one above. The teaching given by my noble teacher is the path I undertake, the teaching well proclaimed is the teaching that can be realized right here and right now. It's a teaching that is immediately useful and effective. It's a teaching inviting all to come and see directly. It's a teaching that is leading to the good, the true, the beautiful, extinguishing the fire of afflictions. It is a teaching for all sensible people to realize for themselves. Practicing the teachings, the noble community in which I take refuge is a community that goes in the direction of goodness, in the direction of truth, in the direction of beauty, in the direction of righteousness. Is a community that is composed of 4 pairs and 8 kinds of holy people. It's a community that is worthy of offering, worthy of great respect, worthy of admiration, worthy of salutation. It's a community standing upon the highest spheres of merit in all of the world. The mindfulness trainings, the wholesome way of living taught by my noble teacher, it's a wonderful practice that remains unbroken, that remains harmonious, that remains flawless, that remains refined. It's a wonderful practice that has the capacity to prevent wrongdoing and to prevent danger. It's a wonderful practice that has the capacity to protect self and others and to reveal beauty. It's a wonderful practice that is leading to concentration, leading to peacefulness, leading to insight, leading to non-fear. It's a wonderful practice that shows us the way to total emancipation and long-lasting happiness.
Good morning, dear Sangha. Good morning, friends. Today is January the 25th, in the year 2004, and we are in the Deer Park Monastery. The Buddha is a human being like us, and he did suffer a lot before he took up the practice. He was not satisfied with wealth and power and fame and sex. He could not find happiness in these things. He was anxious to find out what is true well-being, true happiness. That is why he was not comfortable in his life as a prince. And he did not enjoy the thought that becoming a king and ruling over a country is happiness. And his search is for liberation. He was aware that there are afflictions within every one of us: craving, anger, despair, jealousy, delusion, and so on. And he saw many people around him suffer, including his father, who was a king. And that is why day and night he was thinking of leaving home in order to look for ways in order to transform himself, in order to help other people. And finally he got enlightened, he got transformation and healing. And he decided to help other people. And he realized very soon that without a Sangha, without a community of practice, he could not do much. That is why from the very beginning he was determined to build a Sangha. The first Sangha was only 6 people, 5 practitioners who had practiced with him before his enlightenment, and himself. So they were a Sangha of 6 people practicing in the Deer Park, not here but in India. when he went home for a visit, he was surrounded with friends, disciples. He was able to help his father, his royal family, and so on. And many young people in the Shakyan family wanted to practice like him, so they joined him. Many of them joined him, including Ananda, Devadatta, and so on. In the beginning, there were only the community of monks. And then later, there was the community of nuns and of lay men and lay women. And this community was called the fourfold community. Monks, nuns, lay men, and lay women. So the Sangha of the Buddha is made of 4 elements. When you say Sangha, you don't think of monks and nuns alone. You have to think of laymen and laywomen. It is the experience of many of us that practicing without a Sangha is much more difficult. And that is why in our practice we should put the time and the energy in the work of Sangha building. Because the Sangha is a refuge. We have to take refuge in the Sangha. The Sangha protect us, support us, and guide us. That is why taking refuge in the Buddha is not enough. Taking refuge in the Dharma is not enough. You have to take refuge in the Sangha. And if the Sangha is a good Sangha, the Sangha that practice well, and then you can touch the Buddha and the Dharma in the Sangha. That is why building a Sangha is a very concrete way of taking refuge in the 3 jewels. In order to become a member of the Sangha, you have to take up the practice. The practice proposed by the Buddha is a practice of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Smriti, Samadhi, and Prajna. In order to become a friend of the Buddha, in order to become a child of the Buddha, in order to become a continuation of the Buddha, we should take up the practice of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. And the 5 mindfulness trainings are the very concrete way of practicing mindfulness, concentration, and insight. If you look deeply into the 5 mindfulness trainings that you have received, you see that it is not commandments. They are not rules revealed by God. They are the practice of mindfulness, of concentration, and of insight. The 10 commandments were revealed to Moses on the Mount Sinai. That is a revelation from God. But the 5 mindfulness trainings are the result of our practice of mindfulness. Because you are aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life. That is why you are determined to practice protecting life. That is the first training. Protecting life is the practice of love. And no one imposed that on us. We want to protect life because we have seen that so much destruction has been going on because people don't respect life. And out of that kind of awakening, awareness, you are determined to live and to practice according to the first mindfulness training. So the first training is really the practice of mindfulness. Mindful of the fact that so much suffering has been caused by the destruction of life, I am determined to live my daily life in such a way that will protect the life of humans, animals, plants, and minerals. And that is why the practice of the first mindfulness training is really a practice of mindfulness. And you are mindful day and night of the suffering caused by the destruction of life. That is why everything you do, everything you think, everything you speak will have an effect of protecting life. You are a lifesaver. You are a continuation of Buddha. And living like that, practicing like that, you make love, compassion, and you grow every minute of your daily life. And in the first mindfulness training, you can already see mindfulness, concentration, and insight. What kind of insight? Insight that everyone cherishes life. No one wants to die. Therefore, I am determined to protect life. Because I protect life, I bring joy to human beings, to other human living beings, and I enjoy to myself. That is already insight. The insight brought about mindfulness. And we are concentrated on that insight, on that fact. That is why we can live our life in such a way that life could be protected in many forms. And if we can live in such a way, we are a real continuation of the Buddha. The Buddha is alive in us, and we have the element of holiness within ourselves. Holiness is not something that only the Pope and the Dalai Lama have. Holiness is made of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. And every one of us has the seed of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. We have the seed of holiness in us. Every time we touch the seed of mindfulness, concentration, and insight in us, the element of holiness is born, protecting us, making us happy. The second mindfulness training is about sharing, about not exploiting, about helping. We are aware that so many people suffer of social injustice. There are so many people who are poor, who are deprived with everything, of everything. No shelter, no food, no paper. Many of us do not have a piece of paper showing that we are a human being. We are allowed to take up a job, to circulate. We have to live in underground because we are not accepted as a human being. Because of the fact that you don't have that sheet of paper called identity card or passport, you are less than a human being. They don't search a dog or a cat like that. A dog is happier, a cat is happier. They don't need an ID card. But if you are a human being, you'll be treated less than a cat or a dog. You cannot cross the frontier. If you are a cloud, you can cross the frontier. But if you are a human being, no way. So there is a social injustice, poverty, political oppression, starvation. And I'm aware of that. That is why I vow to live my daily life in such a way that can bring relief to these people. I'm determined not to invest in companies that deprive other human beings of the chance to live. And that is about the second mindfulness training. Not to steal, not to exploit other human beings and nature, to live in such my material resources, my energy. And that is also the practice of love. The second mindfulness training is really a practice of love. And if you practice like that, you are a friend of the Buddha. You are his continuation. You have the Buddha always with you. You are his brother, you are his sister, you are his daughter, his son, and you can continue him joyfully for the sake of other human beings and living beings. And then the third mindfulness training is about how to protect the integrity of individuals, couples, and families. Because practicing mindfulness, we are aware that so many couples and families have been broken because of sexual misbehavior. And children growing up from such a family cannot feel happy. And so many children have been sexually abused by adults, and they suffer for all their life. And that kind of practice of mindfulness make me aware of the tremendous suffering that is going on. And that is why we make the vow, we make the commitment to practice the third mindfulness training in order to protect ourselves, to protect couples and families, to protect children from sexual abuse. And this is also a practice of love. Protecting means loving. And when you live your life like that, you are a continuation of the Buddha. You are the Buddha. The fourth mindfulness training is to restore communication, to make good communication possible. That also is the practice of mindfulness, because we are aware that even if we have many means of communication nowadays, telephone, fax, email, but we don't communicate very well. Father cannot talk to son, mother cannot talk to daughter. Hindu cannot talk to Muslim. Israeli cannot talk to Palestinians. Communication is completely cut off. We are caught in our ideas, our anger. Communication is no longer possible. That has created a tremendous amount of suffering in the world, in our family, in our community, and in the world. And that is why the fourth mindfulness training is so crucial, restoring communication. You are tempted to use bombs and guns to solve problems, because you have failed in your attempt to communicate. When we can communicate, we can remove so much miscommunication, so much misunderstanding, and we don't need bombs and guns. By good communication, we help each other to remove wrong perceptions, and instead of being enemies to each other, we become friends of each other. And the big nations, the big powers around the world have failed to communicate. Now they are thinking only of using guns and bombs. And that is why the fourth mindfulness training is to practice loving speech and deep listening, compassionate listening in order to restore communication. This is a very important practice. And if you take up that practice, if you can restore communication between you, your partner, your son, your daughter, your friends, and then you are a good continuation of the Buddha. You are practicing love. You are practicing peace. You are a real friend of the Buddha. You are a real continuation of his. That is the practice of mindfulness and insight together. The fifth training is about mindful consumption. If you are mindful, we know that unmindful consumption will bring a lot of suffering into our body, into our consciousness. We consume a lot of hate, a lot of violence, a lot of suspicion, a lot of toxins into our body and our mind. And violence has become the most important poison in our daily life. And that is why out of that awakening, that mindfulness, you make the determination to consume mindfully. The kind of food, the kind of drink, the kind of cultural items, they will not continue to bring into you the toxin of hate, of violence, of fear, of anger. And mindful consumption seems to be the only way out of our situation. We need a diet in order to stop bringing into our body and mind the kind of poisons that are everywhere. The control market, the food market, the new, the mass media. So much toxins, so much anger, so much fear and violence contained in many items of consumption: television, books, magazines, music, film, and so on. The practice of mindful consumption as an individual, as a family, help to protect us, our family. The practice of mindful consumption practice as a nation will help that nation to transform, to become more sane, more healthier. And we need our legislators to help us. Because people want to make money, they offer us items of consumption that are full of anger and hate and fear and craving. So we need to work with everyone else, educators, filmmakers, legislators, lawmakers, in order to protect ourselves, our family, and our children. Not allow these items of consumption to continue to destroy us. And this is the practice of mindfulness, mindfulness of consumption. And if we practice like that, we are a continuation of the Buddha. We are his friend. We continue him in this world. Those of us who have received the 5 trainings have realized that we have to continue to study the 5 trainings. We have to recite the trainings every 2 weeks. Because the more we meditate, the more we look deeply into our reality, we understand better the 5 trainings. And without a Sangha, we have no chance to practice the recitation of the 5 trainings. We have no means to sit down and have a Dharma discussion to deepen our understanding of the trainings and to find out ways in order to apply the teaching into our daily life. We need a Sangha. In Buddhist countries in the past, those who have received the trainings, they come to the temple twice a month. And the monks will read the trainings to them. But in Plum Village and in the Deer Park, we are thinking that those of us who have got the 5 trainings, we have to organize ourselves as one section of the Sangha. I think to practice as monks and nuns, it's very easy. The easiest way to practice. Because monks and nuns have 24 hours a day in order to practice. And they live together. So easy. They devote all their time for the practice. And they support each other 24 hours a day. That is why to practice in the monastery is the easiest way. To practice as a layman or laywoman in society is much more difficult. You have plenty of goodwill. You want to succeed in the practice of the 5 trainings. You want to be the continuation of Buddha, but that's not easy. Because you are pulled away by so many things in your daily life. And that is why my suggestion is that the community of those who receive the 5 trainings have to organize themselves. You are one of the 4 elements of the Sangha. You have to organize yourself, like the monks, like the nuns. During this winter retreat, we have asked Upasaka, Upasika to recite the trainings by themselves. And in fact, if you have received the 5 trainings, you are supposed to participate in the recitation of the trainings twice a month. If, according to the tradition of Plum Village, if you don't recite the 5 trainings in 3 months, you lose the transmission. And the relationship between teacher and disciple is no longer there. Because without the practice, there cannot be any real teacher-student relationship. You lose your training body. When you receive the 5 trainings, you make determination to put them into practice. You want to live them in your daily life deeply. And that is why there should be the kind of practice that keep the energy alive. Because the energy of the trainings become the force, the dynamics of your life. And that kind of energy we call Shila Kaya. Shila Kaya means the body of the trainings. And that body, that training body has to grow every day, like a tree. When you receive the training, it's like you bring home a plant, in a small pot. You have to plant it in the soil of your being. You have to water, you have to help it grow into a tree. The Shila Kaya, the body of the trainings, is a plant in you, is a tree in you. They should be able to take roots and to grow every day. And if you don't participate in the recitation ceremony, if you don't participate in the Dhamma discussions, if you don't practice with your Sangha, it's very difficult to help that tree to grow. And that is why my suggestion is that wherever you are, you have to organize yourself. Suppose you are in this San Diego area. All of you who have received the 5 trainings have to get together at least twice a month. You might come to a practice center that is already there and ask for using a hall fit for recitation, fit for Dhamma discussion. You can very well organize a day of practice by yourself, with or without the presence of a monastic. And personally, I want you to do it by yourself. And the monastics can help in the beginning, but you have to be a real Sangha, the Sangha of Upasaka, the Sangha of Upasika. And if you are sick, if you are something prevent you from coming to the recitation, you have to ask someone to represent you. And you tell him or her that you have not violated the precept, you have practiced well, and your precept body, your Shila body is clear. That you have practiced protecting life. In the last 2 weeks you have studied and practiced the practice of protecting life, of sharing, of using loving speech and deep listening. And you tell him or her that your Shila body is clear, is pure. And if you don't ask someone to present you, you are not a real practitioner, because a real practitioner has to come to a recitation ceremony. Among the people who have received the 5 trainings, you may like to elect a few big brothers and sisters who are experienced on the practice, who know to lead a recitation ceremony, who know how to lead a Dhamma discussion in order to deepen our understanding of the trainings. They have the talent to do so, but they have to embody also the practice. It means that the Shila body, the training body, are clear, strong, and you can trust them as big brothers or big sisters in the community of Upasaka, Upasika. And from time to time, you meet together with other sections of the Sangha, and you report how you practice. And if you need something some help from the monastic. The monastic will help you, but you have to be on your own as one element of the fourfold Sangha. In the beginning of the recitation ceremony, your leader can come forward and offer incense and lead the touching of the earth, reciting a text. And then before the recitation of the 5 trainings, you have to perform the Sangha karma. As the community assemble, the community has assembled. Is there harmony in the community? Yes, there is harmony in the community. What is the use of the community gathering today? Or the community gathering today is to recite the 5 mindfulness trainings. And after that, you are qualified to recite the trainings. But if there is a discord, there is a fight among sections of the community, you don't have the right to recite the trainings. The monks and nuns, they have done that for 2,500 years. When the leader asks, is there harmony in the community? And if someone said, no, there is a division, there is no harmony, and then the ceremony of recitation has to be cancelled right away. Because we cannot recite the trainings when there is no harmony. And that is why the recitation ceremony is a day, uposada. When we look into our situation to see whether we have really practiced. And if we see that there is no harmony, there are people who violated the trainings, we have to practice beginning anew, we have to practice reconciliation before we can come together and recite again, recite the 5 trainings again. So in this retreat, those of us who are upasaka, upasika, have to learn and to master this practice, so that when you go home to your to your area, you begin that kind of practice. As the Sangha assemble, the Sangha of upasaka, upasika assemble, the Sangha has assembled. Is there harmony in the Sangha? And you have to say yes. If someone in the Sangha say no, and then no recitation is possible. So the Sangha has to discuss how to reconcile, how to begin anew in order to purify our mind training bodies, to make everything new and pure before we come together and recite. And sometimes we have to do quickly, otherwise, there are only 15 days to do that. Uposada is the day of the recitation. And the meaning is to help our training body to grow, to be pure, to pure, trưởng tỉnh. To make it to make the purity grow. See, here is one recitation. Here is another recitation ceremony, and there are 15 days separating the two. So from this ceremony to this ceremony, you have 15 days, and the practice should go on in order for the precept body, the Srila body to grow. And this ceremony is an occasion, an opportunity to look back to see whether we have helped the practice deepen. The practice of mindfulness has deepened, has grown. If it has not grown, there is no reason why we have to do so. So the second recitation ceremony is an opportunity for us to prepare so that this will be a joyful day when we are able to look back and we say that we have made progress during the 15 days. Dear brothers and sisters, this is the first mindfulness training. Have you made an effort to study and to put it into the practice during the last 2 weeks? And you have to answer yes, silently. Because you answer to whom? You answer to the Buddha within. You answer to yourself. You cannot lie to yourself. You can lie to someone else, but you cannot lie to yourself. And that is why Uposatha is a day when you look deeply to see whether you have deepened your practice, the 5 trainings. And the training is not just something not to do. The training is also something you have to do. Not to do is chỉ, not to do. This means stop refraining from doing it, not to do. Like do not lie, do not say something untrue. That is not to do. But the practice of mindfulness is not just not to do something. It is about doing something also. Like the recitation, you have to go to the recitation. If you don't go to the recitation, you don't practice it. Not to tell a lie, that's good, but not enough. You have to tell something else that can inspire confidence and hope and create more brotherhood. So the trainings are not just something you refrain to do, but something you have to do. Protect life, not killing, but also saving life. And when you can practice both, your precept body is pure. It's called Trì. You are holding it perfectly in your heart, in your hand, called Trì. You don't smash it. If you don't practice this and this, you smash your precept body, your Srila body. And that is why when you come together for 1 day of mindfulness, you begin walk in meditation together in Sangha. That's something to do. And while walking, you don't talk to each other. That's not something to do. Because walking like that is to enjoy every moment, every step, to get the nourishment. And if you talk during walking, you are not really practicing. And so the training has two aspects. Something you are not supposed to do, and something you are supposed to do, otherwise you are not practicing. And this is a practicing. Phạm giới. So in the process of Sangha building, it's my wish, it's Thay's desire that lay people, those who have received the 5 trainings, they have to come together twice a month at least. They may create a place to come and practice. They may come to a center that is already there to practice. And they can be on their own. If they have enough big brothers and sisters to lead the community, they don't have to rely on the monks and the nuns a lot like before. The Sangha has to grow. We have to be kind to the Buddha. We have to do better than the time of the Buddha. So you may like to come to spend one day of practice together, joyfully. And that day will nourish the other days of the fortnight. You might like to begin with walking meditation together as a body, as a Sangha body, joyfully together. And then you sit down together in order to practice the recitation of the 5 trainings. And up to you to elect the one who will lead the ceremony, the one who embody the practice, whose Shila body, precept body is clear, is strong. Not just someone who can chant well, no. And then when she asked the question, this is the second mindfulness training. Have you made effort to study more and to put them into practice during the last 2 weeks? He represented the Buddha in order to ask you the question. And you have to answer to the Buddha within yourself. And usually the answer is between the yes and the no. If you are true to yourself, you say, yes, but I could have done better. So the time given to you is 3 in breath and 3 out breath. Because after that person asks the question, if he knows how to do it, he will allow the time for you to breathe in and out 3 times in order to answer that question silently before he invites the bell to sound and read the second training, the next training. If you are not sure that you can do it correctly and well, you need a Dharma teacher. But once you do well, you can be on your own. That is Thay's wish. You have to grow as a Sangha. And if you practice well, the other elements of the Sangha will profit from you, the monastics also. Suppose you belong to the San Diego community. Suppose in San Diego there are 100 people who have received the training from Thich. So in principle, these 100 people have to come together at least twice a month and spend half a day or a day practicing together. And you might like to begin with a walking meditation and a recitation. You might begin 10-15 minutes of sitting before the recitation. And the recitation is an opportunity to look back to see whether we have deepened our practice during the last 2 weeks. And after that, you might have a mindful lunch together, picnic or not, or formal. But practice is to be joyful, to be joyfully together as a Sangha. And then after that, you may like to have some rest and then some Dhamma discussion, or beginning anew, up to you. The practice of touching the earth, the practice of total deep realization, you can ask a brother or sister to lead the whole community of doing that. But if in the San Diego community, there are 2 people who do not get along with each other, even if they are talented people, they can organize very well. And if they cannot reconcile, you cannot recite the 5 trainings, because there is no harmony in the community. Because in the beginning of the recitation, the Sangha Karmang has to be performed. Sangha Karmang means Sangha taking action. Karmang means action. The Sangha taking action, making decision. Always we begin with the first question: has the community assembled? And the other person, yes, the community has assembled. The second question, is there harmony in the community? If the answer is no, no recitation. You have to take care. You have to reconcile first before you. And in the monastic community, we do it. We have done it 2,500 years already. So we don't need to wait until the ceremony in order to do it. If we know that we have not reconciled with each other, we know that the ceremony of recitation will not take place. And that is why we have to urge our brothers and sisters to begin anew and to reconcile, so that on the exact date we will be able to. And please do not wait for the monastic to invite you to come and do the work of reconciliation. You have to do it by yourself. If you want your community to be a grown-up, solid community. And we can help with the methods, because the monastic, because they do it all the time, they are skilled, they have the skill to share with you how to do it. And if you cannot come to the day of mindfulness, if you cannot come to the uposatha, to the recitation, you have to delegate someone to do that for you. And that is why there is the third question: is anyone absent that has asked to be represented, and has he declared that his Srila body is clear? And if you have been requested by someone, you said, yes, there is a brother so and so who is sick, and he has asked me to present him, and he expressed, he has said that his Srila body, precept body is clear, is good, and then it's like legal. And if he does not do that, well, he's violating the precept. So something you should not do, in order to keep the present body clear. Something you have to do in order to keep the Shila body clear. Shila means training. Shila Kaya. Shila means giới. Kaya means thân, giới thân. And it is the Shila Kaya that provides you with the energy of joy, of peace, of happiness. If you don't practice, that Shila body will go down. You won't have enough energy to live happily with joy and help other people. So the practice of Uposatha is to help the Shila body to grow all the time. So please, my dear friends, if today you have a chance to practice Dharma discussion, please look into this matter and organize yourself. It's Thầy deep desire to see the community of laymen and laywomen organize themselves in order to improve the quality of the Sangha, the practice of the Sangha. And if in San Diego you are 100 person, but you organize into 2 groups, that's not in the tradition. You have to come as 1 group. Unless in an overall discussion, you have decided that you are too numerous and it's so difficult to come together from a big area like that, you may organize 2 groups reciting in two places. But that is the decision by the Sangha, not by 1 person, but by the whole Sangha. And that is something that has happened in the monastic circle also. When the number of monastics have become too big, and traveling has become difficult, and then the whole Sangha in a great assembly decide that now from now on there will be 2 recitation centers, and those who feel closer to that, who live closer to that, please go to that, and that is completely in accord with the Dharma. The Vinaya is a large body of literature in Buddhism. It is about Sangha building. And you need to study 10 years in order to master the Vinaya. Vinaya master. So there are those of us who have studied Vinaya for many, many years, and they can provide you with advices and information for you to build a happy Sangha. And when the 4 Sangha come together, laymen, laywomen, monks and nuns coming together and practice together is very joyful. But each of them has to be on their own in order to really contribute something of quality to the 4-4 Sangha. If you come from other states, please come when after you have gone back to your state, begin to discuss about this and begin to set up your Sangha and practice according to the tradition proposed by the Buddha. All of us, each of us should be a friend of the Buddha, should be a continuation of the Buddha. You can do it, I know. And with a Sangha, we can do it's much, much better. Sangha building is a very noble task, very beautiful. Many people will profit from your Sangha building work.